Warning! All rights belong to Paramount and Viacom. Also, like I said in the last video, if you somehow get offended by my own opinions in a video that literally is my own opinion, right, just remember, this is the disclaimer and you've been warned. Ah yes, SpongeBob SquarePants Season 2. Oh, how I love you so. In my opinion, SpongeBob SquarePants Season 2 is one of the best seasons of SpongeBob SquarePants, period. And also being the first season to come out during the new millennium, aka 2000. And also being the first one to make me laugh out loud. Like, loud. And like any other second season of a TV show, it takes what worked last season, improves on it, or keeps it the same, and boom, you got a great second season. And that's what SpongeBob SquarePants Season 2 does. It took what made Season 1 so special, kept some of that in, added in its own identity, and boom, you got SpongeBob SquarePants Season 2. A season that's a bit of both, a bit of Season 1 and a bit of its own. Now, obviously like any other second season of a TV show, some changes were made. Like 1, it's the first season to be animated in digital ink and paint. 2, it's the first season to have the most memes come out of it. And 3, it was the first season, well, in my opinion, to introduce most of the characters that are still in the show to this very day. So, I hope you can just sit back, relax, and hear me talk about SpongeBob SquarePants Season 2. Because, oh boy, I got a lot to talk about the animation, the good episodes, the success, the backstory, you know, everything that you needed to talk about when you talk about SpongeBob SquarePants Season 2. So just sit back, relax, and hear me talk about this beautiful creation of television. But first, let's talk about the backstory of SpongeBob SquarePants Season 2. When the second season was ordered on August 31st, 1999, and then premiered on October 20th, 2000, you would have expected the crew to go through some kind of burnout, working on both the first and second season simultaneously. Well, you'd be mistaken, because just like the first season, the second season was filled with fresh humor, great comedic timing, great outings, and even greater episodes. And also just like the first season, it received critical acclaim from critics and fans alike. And also like the first season of SpongeBob SquarePants, 40% of the viewers were aged between 18 and 34 years old, which is the point I made in the last video. Back in the show's earlier years, it felt like it was entertaining for children while also giving a little something to the adults. Now obviously I know they can't do this further because, you know, as the years go on, television censors and guidelines are going to get stricter and stricter. But it's still very impressive how they managed to do that in its earlier years. Now even though I love the modern seasons, I wish it would do that sometimes, entertain the kids but also give something to the adults. And now I apologize because, you know, now I'm beating the same drum over and over again. Because the earlier years of SpongeBob felt like golden age Simpsons. But reversed, instead of it entertaining for kids and giving a little something to the adults, it was entertaining for adults while also sometimes giving a little something to the kids. And that's what I really appreciate. Now, I'm getting a little bit tired of talking about that over and over again. So I think it's time we move on to our next section. And oh boy indeed, because I have a lot to talk about in the next section. Now let's talk about the success of Season 2 of SpongeBob SquarePants. Now when the second season of SpongeBob SquarePants came out, just like the first, it received critical acclaim, mostly because of its humor, good writing, and great characters. Now I'm not surprised that Season 2 achieved this because Season 2 is an extremely funny season, dare I say, funnier than Season 1. Because just in its premise, execution, and concept alone, it just manages to hit the ball out of the park. In fact, dare I say, yet again, that it's better than Season 1 in all levels. And in all levels, I mean in all levels, in terms of animation, voice acting, writing, and more. In fact, the positive reviews for Season 2 are a lot more deserved than Season 1 in my opinion, purely for the fact that Season 2 had me laughing out loud more times than Season 1 ever did, and there was more jokes where I said, hey, I got that, or oh, that was genuinely funny, than Season 1. And I think that the review that Izumi Jordan gave justifies my opinion, as he had this to say. I'll be honest, I dig the little yellow dude who lives in a pineapple under the sea quite a bit for his absurdity, a la Ren and Stimpy, which I agree, because SpongeBob was actually influenced by Ren and Stimpy, and also quite a lot of the crew that worked on SpongeBob in his early years, and still working for the show to this very day, did work on Ren and Stimpy. But of course, that's another video for another time that I may do sometime in the future. But anyways, back to the main video. Now, I know what me saying earlier about season 1 of SpongeBob being a lot less deserving of its good reputation than season 2 is very controversial to both fans and casual viewers alike. But the reason why I said that is because in season 2, since the crew already knew what they were doing right, they knew what to improve on and what to keep the same. And obviously because of that, over time they just ease into their groove, the groove that they still have today. So even though yes, what I said was very controversial, yes can lose me a lot of support, and yes can kind of damage my reputation in the SpongeBob community, I still stand by that point. Now, this is the point of the video where I talk about the good episodes. Now, I know you can make the argument that all the episodes in season 2 are good, so for me doing this section is kind of pointless and just doing it to fill up time in the video. But the reason why I do this is because in a season, even though it can be jam-packed with good episodes, there's just some episodes that are just going to stand out from others. And in this case, the good episodes stand out from the good episode. And what I mean by good in this context is even better. So allow me to express my 4 favorite episodes and why I love them. In the section that I like to call the good episodes of SpongeBob SquarePants. I know, very creative, thank you. Now, coming in last place is Bang Geeks. Why? Because Bang Geeks just happens to be a normal episode that happens to be good. But some things that I like is that 1, it's got sweet victory, 2, it's extremely funny, and 3, mayonnaise is an instrument. The second to last place spot would have to go to Graveyard Shift, because even though it's a great episode, there's still some things that I don't like about it. But the things I do like about it is that 1, it's written by Dan Povenmire and Jay Lender, 2, it has Nosferatu and he's one of my favourite incidentals, and 3, it's got the meme At Night. Like bro, I love At Night, like how I'm recording this at night right now. And taking the second place spot would have to go to Something Smells. Why? Because 1 is written by Aaron Springer and I love his work. 2, it's got great JPS, aka jokes per second. And 3, it's extremely funny. Now, the number 1 spot would have to go to Your Shoes Untied. Now, I know this may seem like a simple episode with not that much of a plot. And I know that kind of contradicts my whole, oh, it's just a regular episode that happens to be good. Well, the reason why I put it here at the number 1 spot is because 1, it actually is good, and the 4 reasons listed on screen right now is 1, is simple and fun, which makes sense because this was a holdover from season 1. 2, it's got a great song performed by Ween, aka the same band that would give rights to Nickelodeon to use in the SpongeBob movie. And the reason why they did that song is because Steven Hillenburg was a huge fan of them and they liked SpongeBob. And 3, it's got great usage of Patrick. The reason I see this is because around seasons 2 and 3, in my opinion, Patrick started acting a bit like a jerk. I know people say that only happened after the first movie, but I say it happened during seasons 2 and 3. It's now time for the final section of our video known as the final take. Now, I feel like that SpongeBob SquarePants Season 2 is just a whole lot better than SpongeBob SquarePants Season 1. Now, obviously that is to be expected because the second season is normally better than the first season, but I feel like in this case it's just miles ahead of the first season in both premise, execution, animation, and a whole lot more. And on that note, I do feel like this season can sometimes be a bit choppy in the writing and animation and sometimes overall execution of things. But with that being said, I still love SpongeBob SquarePants Season 2 for what it is and what it does. Because at the start of the video I said that this is a beautiful creation of television, and I still stand by that. But at the same time, it's also a mess of television. But I think it's a bit of both, a beautiful mess of television. But my final rating for the season would have to be, just like season 1, a 10 out of 10. Why? Because I love it.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
No, Patrick, mayonnaise is not an instrument. Horseradish is not an instrument either.